Hi everyone, welcome to our vlog.
Hey peeps.
What's up?
Another nice sunny day in Amsterdam. Quite lucky.
For several months now, it's quite unnatural actually on
Yeah.
these areas.
Very nice, very nice.
Very good. Today we want to talk about our latest piece of content that's now about 10-12 weeks old actually. Our founders newsletter.
It's exactly 12 weeks old.
Yeah. So some of you might know it, you might be on our list. If you're not, you should go to our website, DULO.com/email. You can see there what we have in terms of previous newsletters that we've published. But in addition to that, you can read more about what we're doing and see if you like it. If you like it, you can subscribe. The reason we want to talk about this actually is some reactions.
Yeah, well, it turns out that the newsletter has been maybe the most valuable piece of content to other people. So besides the documentation of the whole process, in the vlog, podcast and blog format. The Founders newsletter was started with the idea to be valuable to people reading it. So it's a combination between, it's a mix between what we find interesting and what piece of content. So we do it, let's maybe explain the format first.
Yes.
So we send out one every week, but we take turns with Marin, so it's each one of us sends one every 2 weeks. And during those 2 weeks, we usually collect some interesting pieces of content. It can be videos, can be articles, can be just a case study on something we find interesting or useful, and hopefully the people reading it as well. And we put that in a format. We send it out on Friday evening, and I think it was the first. I'm going to repeat myself.
Okay.
No, it was the first piece of content that we kind of directed it externally to other people instead of just documenting what we're doing. And I think that plays a part in just, we get a few emails which are very nice with people finding it useful in their journeys, in people starting out or they're thinking about starting out, and they find value in the newsletter, which is the best thing we can have in a newsletter, because we could have gone the other route of just pushing nice product images, and that wouldn't be beneficial to anyone, I don't think.
No, there's several advantages to why you would want to do that as well for your business. If you're just running something, maybe a business, maybe a publication, it doesn't matter. But one of it is it goes directly to the inbox of your subscribers. And we as an e-commerce store naturally collect emails of our customers, but in addition to that, through several mechanisms that we have on our website, we're able to add new subscribers every week to the list. And we were thinking at first to have an automation. Like after a couple of months, we added like an automated track that was giving some more context about what we're doing as a company, directing people to some interesting places. But those were not, let's say, well, looking at the data afterwards, they didn't get the best response, the best open or click-through rates. What ended up happening is that once we started posting something every week from ourselves, which is personal, that's second reason. This kind of format allows us to have a direct personal connection with somebody. It's not coming out from a generic address. We add our own email address always, so if somebody replies, the reply comes back to me or to Julian respectively. And we kind of try to encourage this direct one-on-one communication with everyone that's on the list or wants to return to us and come back with some feedback or to share some thoughts. Maybe we start an interesting discussion. In addition to that, as you mentioned, the third one, it's a piece of value or valuable content that everybody can use. And hopefully other people who are on the same journey can actually continue iterating over that based on the, I'd say, insights that we share that are not necessarily from our own business but from somebody else's business. Fourth reason to use that format, it adds up very nicely to our strategy to document the journey. Because always, if there's an important milestone, something to say, this week we add it directly into this Founders newsletter. Fifth reason, repurposing. Several times we've actually repurposed the content.
Yeah, because we we did it twice, I think. Was it twice? Yeah, we saw once we sent out the newsletter, there was some nice responses. So that's a sign that the content has resonated with people, and that gives us an indication that we can maybe put it on the blog, which goes on a different platform, and then people that are not on the newsletter can actually see it and hopefully benefit from it. And another point, actually, when I was listening to you, I think it's with the newsletter, once we started sending it out, I think that's when we started actually communicating how we think about business and how we think about running a business, what people we look up to, what resources we look into while building the business. And I think that kind of it shifted our mindset to be more vocal about the way we think about the process and be more personal, like where do we get the inspiration from, what people we're following. And I think that then later on translated to the website. So I think it was a very, very interesting a key decision was to start the newsletter, I think, and I'm quite happy we did that, and I think it's becoming one of our strongest piece of content, and we'll double down on that. It's also quite manageable to make, since each one of us has 2 weeks to make it, and it's only a short format. It's a quick read, unless sometimes we put in links in there that you can follow up and read. But it's a format that lets us take our time and really prepare an interesting read, because that's, I think, the main goal of the newsletter, at least when I write it, is just to be valuable, of course, but then an interesting read or a different format than just a regular,
Yeah, and people seem to like it, because we've heard, or personally got word from people who showed us that they read it, they're waiting and expecting for it, and one of the reasons for that is that we also implemented a regular schedule. So it was important, and it seems that it's stuck, that we chose a particular day and particular time in the week when this newsletter comes in every week. And I've noticed it also from my own personal behavior, is that when I receive something at a regular interval, I try to look forward to it. So the newsletters that I consume, I know when they come, and I know when to expect them, and I'm not surprised. And there's a less chance of me deleting or skipping that. And I've seen several people, especially last few days, who either showed me that they receive it and they said it's nice that it comes on Friday, or they found value in it. So
yeah, it's a key point. It's a key point that if you guys are making any piece of content, keep it regular. Depending, if it's a vlog, blog, or whatever, keep it on the same dates every week, because then people get used to. They expect it, and they're used to reading that piece of content on that given day. So your engagement will be higher. And I wanted to say something else. But because touching on your previous point, that people seem to like it, because once we were sending it out, we don't really know. We see the open rates, but we don't know who's actually reading. Well, we can look into it, but then we need to go individually, because we don't see who's interacting with it, who's reading, and then now just people starting, when we meet them or they write back, and we're seeing just now after 10 weeks that actually, we had some previous indications, but now we're seeing that people are liking it. So it's another proving a point that sometimes you do it for a longer time and then nothing happens, and then at some point it generates critical mass of
exactly. It's not necessarily that the people who are consuming it will let you know immediately, or you see their reaction, but they are looking and reading into it.
So keep at it, peeps.
So if you're thinking of building a closer relationship with your community, one of the best ways would be through email, and it's working.
And do it personally, take your time, don't take shortcuts, just copy pasting stuff, just write it and be authentic, and write about what you care about, right? Just be yourself, and then
there's much more value in being authentic than trying to be clever or funny or something that doesn't come naturally.
Yeah.
And be regular. Cool.
I think that's it.
Until next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, in our improvised studio here. If you enjoy this content,
subscribe, like, share, comment. Just tell someone.
Share our journey.